What is the reason and purpose of this simulation? So, what is the master plan of God? One liner explanation is: person who never touched the fire may try to touch the fire anytime in his life. Person who got fire injury will avoid the fire and will not go near fire again. Like that, God wants to show the consequences of evil practically to the humans. So humans will fight evil whenever evil things happen and they will not do evil again. Detailed explanation, reason and purpose of simulation game. Whatever things a human do can be classified into two types, good and evil. Doing good is connected to happiness and pleasure. Doing evil is connected to pain and suffering. If you do good, you will get pleasure or others will get pleasure. If you do evil, you will suffer or others will suffer. Sometimes people who do evil things are also getting happiness and pleasure, but the fact is when they do evil things, others will suffer. For example, when a man do sex with a prostitute, that man will get happiness and pleasure, but his family, wife and children will suffer. God created feelings of pain and pleasure because if there is no pain and pleasure, you cannot find the difference between good and evil. In the universe he created, God wants no one to suffer and no one to do evil. So God created this simulation game. He cannot explain what is good and evil theoretically. He wants to show what is good and evil and what are the consequences of evil practically. It is the only purpose and reason for creating this simulation game. Main purpose of simulation is to achieve perfection. Perfect universe means a universe with zero evil or no evil. What are the imperfections we have now? Now we are in a broken system where there is a huge gap between rich and poor. Everywhere you can see all kinds of evil, pain, sufferings. Majority of people don't follow the moral values. Not to repeat yesterday's mistakes means people who remember the experience they gathered from the past, they will not do same mistakes again. For example, in past we allowed kings to rule the world. In present we are having democratic parliamentary form of government. In future, will you again allow kings to rule your country? People who remember the past will not repeat the mistakes again. Experience you gathered from the past will decide your future. When a kid learns to drive a cycle, his parents will hold the cycle with their hands. Like that, till we achieve perfection, the universe will be under the control of God. After the kid learned driving cycle, his parents will release the hands from cycle. Like that, creator of simulation will release his hands. I mean, he will put end to the simulation when the universe gets perfection. And when people learn to correct all mistakes by using the experience they gathered from the past. Remember, you can do all the evil things for a good reason and purpose. God is the ultimate evil in the universe because he is the one who created and who is responsible for all evil things and evil events that happens in the past. I mean in the history, present and future. But God is ultimately good and pure because he did all evil things and evil events for a good reason and purpose. If God want to show what is good, then he want to show the evil. If he want to show what is silence, he want to show what is loudness. Like that, the list is very long. Telling and describing anything with theories will not work anytime. If you want to achieve anything, you want to show it or prove it practically. If you are a beginner to learn English speaking, even if you memorize and understand a full Webster dictionary, you cannot speak English. If you want to speak English, you want to try it practically by speaking to someone. I am telling Webster dictionary because there it will contain more than 10 meanings for one English word. If God wants to show what is good and evil, He wants to show and prove everything practically. One day, very soon, the creator of simulation will be coming inside the simulation and he will put an end to the simulation. He will put an end to all evil, pain and sufferings that happens inside the simulation.